Hey you guys. So today I'm here to just do a super quick updated of my Tubal and my ablation surgery that I had. I've gotten a lot of questions on Instagram, and since you guys can't, sadly, like YouTube keeps, I get my comments and then I don't get them, so you guys don't get to ask me questions as much as you guys like. So if you guys have a lot of questions for me, please just follow me at the court report. I respond to every direct message I get as much as I can, but I had a lot of questions about it. So I wanted to talk about my healing process a little bit. So I was not allowed to work out for 2 weeks, and I did not work out for 2 weeks. I did not want to like risk getting like a hernia or infection or anything. So I waited 2 weeks. I was pretty sore. Surprisingly, I think I was more sore. The ablation part was easy. Like I felt like nothing hurt from the ablation. It was the tubal removal that was way more painful than I thought it was gonna be. So like my belly button pain actually lasted the longest. It was right around 2 weeks, and then I would wear like my workout pants, like my high-waisted workout pants, and it would rub against my belly button, and I was like, oh my God, like it hurt so bad, which was kind of a surprise for me. The sides ones, they healed very nicely. I'll show you guys at the end of the video what they look like. You can't even see them hardly anymore, which is really great. But it was a lot more of a painful process than like I kind of thought it was gonna be. So it was pretty painful. I got my period probably like 2 weeks after I had my ablation. So I didn't really bleed at all after I had my surgery. So I had my surgery and I was kind of surprised that I wasn't bleeding. Like I thought I was gonna wipe and have like brown blood or whatever. That's what she said, like discharge was pretty normal after, like a week after, but I didn't actually even get that until 2 weeks after my ablation. And I think it was my period. I don't know if it was, I was supposed to get my period around that time anyway. So it was kind of like my period and kind of like the old blood from the ablation. And so it has been about, I think I got that in April, May, June, July, August. So it has been about 4 months post surgery now. And it's almost been 5 months because we're coming up on almost been 5 months. But I have been very happy with my results so far. So my doctor did warn me that your lining of your uterus can grow back, which means your periods can come back full force. And I was very aware of that, and I was okay with it. I'm like, okay, whatever, it's fine. I'm done having kids anyways. Like if my period comes back, then whatever. And I did talk to you guys when I was getting my surgery about possibly getting a hysterectomy and leaving. So it was like a partial hysterectomy with leaving my ovaries, which would be the next step if my period does come back super heavy, which so far it's been amazing. The only thing that I think that it's like I think it's like 3 or 4 days, pretty normal for me when I would get my period, that like I do feel a little crampy. And it's weird because I feel it's not like my ovaries are aching like they used to. It's like almost where my tubes are gone. It's like just like a pain right there. Where like, I don't know, it's so weird, but it's like a weird cramping. Like it's not like a normal period cramp. It's so strange. But I've been super happy with it. So that's the only thing I've noticed. My periods though, you guys, have been like 2 days, and it's not even enough for me to A, put a tampon in or my Diva cup, or B, wear a panty liner or a pad, which I don't do anyways, but I do like the panty liner I would do if I'm like, oh, it's like not that heavy, but it's not heavy enough to wear a tampon. I would wear a panty liner, but I just like my period I just had. Literally, I had for like 3 days, and the only time I noticed is when I would wipe. Nothing would actually come out onto my underwear. Nothing would come out at all unless I'm wiping. So, or bearing down, like going number 2, I would be like, oh, I'm bleeding. And then I'm, think like, okay, I'm gonna just wait to see how it comes out, and then nothing comes out. So that is so, like, that out of anything is like so freaking worth it to me. I don't have to wear a tampon. I don't have to wear a cup. I don't, like, there's nothing that I have to do really. Like, it comes and then it goes. And I have been amazed. So I've talked to some people, and one person that I do know, her period came back full force. And so I was kind of like, oh, that's a bummer, like, you know, whatever. But she said for the year that her period was, she didn't have her period or whatever, her period was really light, was totally worth the ablation. So, like, if you are debating the ablation part of this for your periods, even if my ablation lasts like 5 years, it is gonna be totally worth it to me. Like, I have like a box of tampons, I'm not joking you, since my first period off of like having my ablation or whatever, and it's been in there for 4 months, which is insane. And so, like, I feel like it's totally worth it. So I did get my period one time, I think it was 2 months after my ablation, and it was like a semi-heavy period where I had to put a cup in, and that was the only time. So I don't know why that one time was heavy and now all of them are super easy. My last 2 periods have literally been like nothing. I still get the emotions of, like, you know, I'm PMSing and then I'm like, I should be getting my period and I don't really get a period. So it's so strange, but it's super awesome. I feel like I'm gonna update you guys in a year as well, how my periods are going. But so far, I'm super, super impressed. Like, if you are debating it and you have super bad periods, I personally still have been getting cramps. So that part of it didn't really subside. They said it could help with the cramps. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's just your body. So the cramping part on me is still there. It's just not as intense as it was. Like, when I would get my period before, I would be like down and out. Like, I'm on my bed, I am like sitting there like with a hot pad on my, like a heating pad on my stomach, and like I can't do anything. It's even hard for me to work out when I have cramps like that. My cramps are, I would say, cut by like 70%. I feel like I have 30% still of cramping, but it's very minor compared to what I had, and including the blood. Like, you guys, my periods were at least a week long, and it wasn't just like a week long of period. It was like heavy period where, like, I normally use a Diva cup because I think they're amazing. If you get your period and you aren't using a Diva cup, you should try it. It's amazing. But I would fill up it on the first 3 days of my period. I'd fill them up multiple times, like with blood. And but that's how bad my periods were. And so to go from that to being able to like not even wear a tampon or the Diva cup when I get my period, just wiping, there's a little like, oh, I still kind of have my period, but it's not, I don't have to put anything in. It's amazing. So I just wanted to update you guys, let you know, yes, so far my surgery was totally worth it. The tubal part of it, they didn't say that I had to get my tubes taken out. They just said, well, you're done with having kids. You're getting the ablation anyway. Sometimes when you get an ablation, blood can dry up or kind of go up into the tubes, and it's super painful, and then you have to have another surgery. And I was for sure done having kids anyway, so I'm like, you know what, just take them. It's fine. I don't need them. So anyways, I just wanted to update you guys on that. If you get it, let me know. Also, if you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments below if there are comments. If not, just follow me on Instagram and message me on there because I will message you guys back. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good day.